So as a human being, we all need contact and we need space, but we need the right amount of space and the right amount of contact. Too much contact here is enmeshment, flooding, protest, push. Too much anxiety. This is modern society. Everyone gets anxious and bleeds their anxiety on you, on everybody, and everyone gets triggered and anxious. And then there's all kinds of rescuing, punishing, all kinds of this. Or we turn away, cut off, boundaries. We have therapists who try to counter this because there's too much anxiety. So the answer is more space. So what they say is you need to abandon people, set boundaries, become a better avoidant. But it's not black and white, it's both. You need contact and space, but not to the level of enmeshment. So the mother gives you containment of proper contact and proper space so you can explore as a child and develop internal boundaries, internal security, internal trial and error. So then you have healthy boundaries that can expand and shrink depending on who you're with, which group. But if you're invaded where these boundaries are porous or broken or destroyed, you melt down very easily. Your boundaries fall apart. That's a meltdown. So meltdown, tantrum, is when your boundaries fall apart. Then you're just pure emotion. That's the 3 moves. So you got going in for contact, enmeshment. You got turning away, cut off. Or you have meltdown, where your boundaries fall apart and crazy person wins. The person with the best meltdown wins. And meltdown is when you feel shame and you just dump it onto the other person, or you just dump it on anywhere. You just go
batshit crazy, batshit crazy, batshit crazy.
And that wins. Batshit crazy wins. So then when you have porous boundaries, then you can hang out in these 4 categories, which doesn't matter that much. You can be focused on too much rules, which typically codependents are. Too much in your head. So you think about a bunch of top-down rules to blame yourself or blame other people with punishment or judgment. Inner critic, here you got exile, and here's control. Or you can be too shameful. So then you're just rescuing and people-pleasing and fixing, seeking comfort. Or you just zone out and dissociate. And then here I wasn't able to link it perfectly. But there's 2 ways of learning behavior, top-down and bottom-up consequences. If you have healthy boundaries here, then you learn in your holding environment through trial and error, you develop boundaries. Then you can go into the real world and then make mistakes in the real world with new people. Then you create new rules, internal learning, which is bottom-up. You learn from experience, you learn from proxies. That's what this group is trying to be. We're trying to be a proxy to practice how to have better communications by fucking up, by getting all triggered. We practice here, then you can deal with normal people with better boundaries, because I'm trying to create a holding environment here so that you can find yourself, your true self, not your fake self over here. Your true self is here, but without a holding environment from your mother or your parent, it's this one, which could be a better graphic, but I didn't have time. So these boundaries are broken. So now your self here is just a big blur, and you're just flying around in enmeshment. In an ideal situation, you have containment, where you have controlled boundaries, where you have all these qualities for a contained, healthy holding environment. You develop a sense of self because you have a good enough mother. That's using D.W. Winnicott's terms. If your mom provides this, or your parents, someone in your family provides this, they provide a nurtured holding environment, which allows you to be seen and met. So then you can have a healthy level of containment. And they also give you enough space, but they're also there to stay with you. They don't give you too much space where you're abandoned. They give you enough space so that you can play and explore. So they're with you, but they're not too much with you. So they allow you to play, but they're still with you, but they're not constantly managing you like current teachers. We have too much administration now, so there's not enough space. So not enough space means you need more top-down rules, because you can't explore your environment. You can't fix things by yourself in your own group. You need to go to teacher or police, because not enough space, too much contact, not enough proper nurturing.